Imagine a single decision, one that took no more than 30 seconds, made in a quiet room. And because of it, a city fell, the balance of power shifted, and history moved in a direction no one had planned. Not betrayal, not a grand conspiracy, just a small mistake that no one paid attention to. And the question that will follow you until the end of this video is, was this mistake an accident, or was ignoring it the real crime? In one of the most tense periods in history, the nation stood on the edge of collapse. Enemies were watching, allies were hesitant, and the people were waiting for any sign of hope. That night, the leaders gathered. Maps spread across the table. Voices were low, but tension could be heard in the silence. There was only one report, a small report, filled with numbers, not words. The report talked about supplies, fuel, ammunition, food. Everything looked normal. Everything was under control. But one junior officer noticed something strange, a number that didn't add up. A very small discrepancy, just a few units off. He raised his hand and spoke, but no one took him seriously. The Supreme Commander looked at the report again and said, "This difference doesn't change anything." And he was right, if it were only for one day. But war is not measured in days. It's measured by what happens after them, and that's when the countdown began. A week later, problems started to appear. Convoys were delayed, soldiers began to complain, decisions became slower, and no one connected what was happening to that small number. Because big disasters often begin with details we refuse to respect. Then came the day no one had planned for, the attack. It wasn't completely unexpected, but its timing was deadly. The forces were vulnerable, supplies hadn't arrived, and the plan, built on approximate numbers, collapsed at the first real test. Within hours, the nation lost a strategic position, not because it was poorly defended, but because the calculations were wrong. And the most dangerous part? No one admitted the real reason. After the war, historians wrote about the defeat. They spoke of weak leadership, poor coordination, lack of resources, but they ignored the simplest truth. Everything began with a mistake that was never corrected. Here lies the irony. That junior officer, his name never appeared in any book. He was never called to testify, and no one asked, what if we had listened to him? Because history does not record possibilities, it records results. Pause here for a moment. If you were the commander, would you stop the meeting because of a small numerical discrepancy? Or would you dismiss it as a detail not worth the time? Write your opinion in the comments, because this question isn't just about war, it's about life. Today, we make the same mistake, just in different forms. We ignore a sign. We delay fixing an error. We say, later. But later can be far too late. This story isn't only about the past, it's a silent warning that strength is not only in big decisions, but in paying attention to what seems small. That true leadership listens, even when it doesn't like what it hears. In the end, that nation didn't fall in a single battle. It fell because no one said, "Stop, this number is wrong." Before you leave this video, I want you to do one thing. If you want another story about one decision that changed history, or a small detail that destroyed an empire, write in the comments, "Details kill." Because history is not defeated by powerful blows, but by the mistakes we choose to walk past. And the next story will make you question every small detail you've ever ignored.